Waukee football scholarship.
It's time now for Waukee High School football on the Central Iowa Sports Network. CISN.TV is Iowa's premier source for live-streamed high school football. The football on CISN.TV is brought to you by Atlantic Bottlers, Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Shields, the Better Business Bureau, G&L Clothing. Now let's go to our CISN.TV team for Waukee Warrior football. Good evening and welcome to Waukee Stadium as we get ready for a big District 1 matchup here tonight. Waukee hosting Johnston. Dar Danielson along with Joe Danielson here. 2 3-0 teams in the district coming in tonight. And there's one game left, but this basically is for the district title, Joe. If you look at the records and the two teams that they have yet to face, this is it tonight. You win this one, you got the leg up and the chance in that first place in the district.
Yep, and this is a game that we talked about a couple weeks ago as on the schedule. Both teams are going to mark this matchup on the schedule. They didn't overlook anybody, and yeah, here we are with Waukee versus Johnston for the district.
Yeah, we talked about that. Some of these other teams, you didn't want to look ahead and overlook them as you headed toward, this matchup. Come in here rated 4 and 9 in one poll, Johnston at 4, Waukee at 9 in the register poll, and the Radio Iowa poll, Johnston at 6, Waukee at 8. The only two losses, they both lost to Valley, and then Waukee lost also to Dowling, and nobody's beaten Dowling, and I don't know how long it's been, but anyway, so both these teams coming in and doing a good job preparing for this matchup.
Yep, and they're both led by two pretty good quarterbacks, Mitch Randall, the sophomore quarterback for the Warriors, and Andrew Nord for the Johnston Dragons. Both of these guys, they pass the ball and run the ball very well, and they both have a command of each respective offense, and they really have led them up, both of their teams, really well up to this point.
Nord, it wasn't a surprise with him because he started last year and got hurt and then set out most of the season. You figured, he had some experience, was going to come in. But Randall, you got to say a pleasant surprise with the way he's led this Waukee offense.
Yep, and as a sophomore, you look at the numbers. That's clearly his team. We kind of talked about in the early weeks, how's he going to do, a little bigger pressure situations. And clearly, 56% completion percentage and 1,200 yards, and then you look at that 15-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio as something that really is evidence of the knowledge he's got of the offense.
And Nord is no slouch either. When I think of him, I think of speed, because when he gets through that secondary, there aren't many times when they've caught him, is there?
Yeah, 900 rushing yards at the quarterback position with 700 over the air. This guy, Nord, really does everything for Johnston, and the offense runs through both of the quarterbacks really here tonight.
Well, we talk about offense. Defense will play a role too. We'll talk about that when we come back. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and talk a little bit about the two defenses here, because a couple of good ones here with these two teams tonight. It's Johnston at Waukee for the District 1 title here tonight. That's coming up more on the pregame right after this.
Truck Month at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee means 0% for 72 months on all 17 Silverados and Colorados. For a limited time, 20% off 17 Impala, Cruise, Trax, and Malibu LTs, Sonic and Spark LS's, new Chevy Spark, Power Crunch, $11,980, new 18 Equinox, Power Crunch, $224 per month. It's Truck Month in Waukee, Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
At MidAmerican Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why MidAmerican provides free educational programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Mr. Hometown Clothing Store, the one that had it all, everything to get the work done, all in one place. G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
Welcome back to Waukee. Dar Danielson with you, along with Joe Danielson, as we get ready for the kickoff here. Johnston at Waukee tonight. Joe, we talked about the offenses and the quarterbacks. Defensively, though, some really good defenses we're going to see here tonight.
Yep, and ball hawking defenses really. We did look. We mentioned Anthony Coleman, the star kind of two-way player for Johnston, is out, and that's a big loss for them. But at this point in the season, it's next man up. He had 5 interceptions by himself before he went down,
But they still got 6, beside that. So you lose that, but you still 6 interceptions there. And Nathan Newcomb took 1 back for a touchdown, so you still got a lot of defense there. And then on Waukee's side, on that big front line, they've got a lot of tackles for loss and sacks, don't they?
Yep, and they also have 2 interceptions returned for touchdowns out of those 6. So when they do get an interception, they can make something happen with it.
All right, so that's the offense and defense. We're going to take another break. We'll come back and we'll get ready for the kickoff. Johnston at Waukee, stay with us here on CISN.TV.
I opened the hearing clinic to offer patients and their families a positive healthcare experience. If you have trouble hearing clearly at church, at the movies, watching TV, or with your friends and family in a group conversation, what are you waiting for? In less than half an hour, we can give you peace of mind and answer any questions that you may have. Call us today to schedule your appointment. The Hearing Clinic, 515-440-3323. We listen, you hear.
Many times at the Lodge of Ashworth, new members come to us from their big, beautiful homes. They find our spacious 2- and 3-bedroom suites to be an ideal fit. We have a limited number of these larger and penthouse-style suites, perfect for the retiring executive style living. We have suites ready for immediate move-in, or we can help you customize. The Lodge of Ashworth is all-inclusive, no surprise additional fees or upcharges. Call us today for a private tour and ask us about our flexible pricing plans.
Building a strong community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years. Building a strong...
Back at Waukee High School, Dar Danielson, Joe Danielson, as we get ready for kickoff here. And Waukee won the toss and elected to defer, Joe, so they want to get their defense out there first and take on this Johnston offense, which will be Andrew Nord, Brock Studer, and Jackson Steigers, Gavin Sullivan, Blake Murray, Peyton Williams at tight end, Aaron Potter at the tackle, Ethan Arnold, guard, Micah Kroc at center, Jake Thompson at guard, and Ben Standish at tackle. As we get ready to kick it off, Wes Sanders will kick it off. Now, Zach Eaton, I forget, does the kickoffs. And here it comes down, bounces, and it'll be picked up at the 1 yard line. Brought up across the 10, 15, and it'll be pulled down at the 15 yard line. So that's where Johnston will take over.
And that ball was fielded at about the half yard line and just about there unreturnable, because you can't return it out of the end zone, but the ball never broke the plane there, and it was able to be returned.
Yep, it was just rolled down there, a little squibber kick, and as you say, if it gets into the end zone, you can't return it. Here's Johnston now, 2 receivers right, 1 left in the back, in there behind Nord. And they get a late pitch to him outside, and the defense is right there, and they're going to knock him out of bounds. Studer before he can get around the corner.
Boy, that was a little bit of a delay on the option pitch there. It looked a little dicey there, but Studer was able to haul it in and get out of bounds.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 at the 15. No gain on that. We'll get you the Waukee defense here in a minute. Man in motion, fakes it. Now throws it across. And looking for the tight end there. Peyton Williams, the tight end, they did a little bit of that motion in the backfield. Everybody was watching that. And a little better throw, and he might have had Williams, and Williams might have a little more yardage.
Yep, looked like Williams had a lot of room to run there on the back of the linebackers.
So pass is incomplete. And that'll be 3rd and 10 at the 15. So they call. Oh, there was a flag down. Ineligible receiver downfield.
We didn't get a
I didn't even see the
call
flag out
Maybe
there.
a lineman.
Yeah, must have been.
Got into the area a little bit downfield. Looks like the referees are.
So
5-yard penalty.
5-yard penalty. Back to the 10. So that'll be 3rd and 15 at the 10 for Johnston. So 3rd and long, a big play here for the Waukee defense. Up front, Jake Morrison, Nathan Nelson, Cade Montgomery, Jacob Porter. Linebackers, Trey Hardy, Nathan McDonald, Hunter Deskin, Owen Minchell, Zach Eaton. At the cornerback spot, Ethan Rose and Nolan Rothler at the safeties. As here's Johnston and Nord. 3rd and 15 at the 10. After the penalty. In motion, Studer makes the handoff. Nord, no, gives it to Studer, and he cuts outside, and a good run there. And Studer, are they going to mark him short of the first down? Looks like it, just short of the first down. He just could not get by the marker. So
be 4th and 1 here, yep.
Picked up 14, 4th and 1, and
it looks like the offense will stay out here.
It'll be a big deal early to go for this.
That last play.
We'll see if they just try to call him and get him offside.
Yep, and Nord was a magician the last play. He drew 2 Waukee Warrior defenders to him while Studer broke up field.
There's a fake, and in the backfield, then Studer keeps it. Or excuse me, Nord keeps it. And that was a great fake as 2 defenders hit Studer, and Nord gets the first down.
Yep, Nord again. Well, I got to say, these first 3 option handoffs have been pretty immaculate. I haven't been able to really see who's got the ball each time.
I don't remember him being that tricky with the ball early on, but he gets 2 there, so it's 1st and 10 at the 26. So credit Nord, and of course they're keeping an eye on him, knowing his speed. Here he comes on the fakes the pitch and cuts it up himself, and Nord up to the 30.
Yep, you talk about Nord's speed and kind of running the option with Brock Studer back there. Studer is a little bit more of a power back, but he's still able to get the ball in space and make a move.
So he picks up 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 up at the 30-yard line for Johnston. So Nord keeps it alive there. Molander also in the backfield. Nord rolling now, looks upfield. Now he'll try to turn the corner, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. He'll pick up just one, knocked out by Trey Hardy, the linebacker.
Yep, nice protection there from the Warrior defense. The Dragons had stacked that left side of the line there and looking to get Nord a little more protection to roll out, but it just wasn't there.
And they contained him, never let him turn the corner there, did they?
Nope, and then one thing I'm looking at here at the Waukee defense is you got 6 guys with over 20 tackles and then 3 other guys who are right at 18-19. So they do it by committee.
Here's Nord. Hands off Studer right up the middle, spins through, and he might have got the first down. I think he did, the way they're marking it on the far side, and he did. It'll be a pickup of 6 for Studer. And brings up a 1st and 10 up at the 36, so he did a good job to spin through the hole there. Here's Johnston. They almost get him to jump offside. Now they look to the far side. Jackson Steiger's wide to the right. Here comes the receiver in motion, fakes it, and right up the middle, cutting through there, and a big pickup on first down, up to the 45 is Nord.
And then
7 yards.
Yep, and Ethan Rose for the Warrior defense came up to make the stop. So a heavy dosage of running so far from Nord, and that's kind of what we expected.
We're going to mark it down at about the 44, 2nd and 3. 5 runs for Nord right now. And he hands off to Studer. Studer cuts it outside, turns the corner, 40, 35, 30, 20, and knocked out of bounds. Down by the 15-yard line, Brock Studer got the corner turned, and they're going to mark him back at about the 16.
Studer made a nice little stutter step in the backfield there to kick it outside, and once he saw the downfield, he turned the jets on.
That's about a 50-yard run by Studer. Or 40-yard run, make that, by Studer. 1st and 10 at the 17. So now in the red zone, and a flag down, and that is going to be a substitution penalty, as they got a man off too late over there.
Illegal substitution against Johnston.
And so so far, Joe, on this drive, penalties have been the only thing that's hurt Johnston.
Yep, and that'll go ahead and put them right outside the red zone here after that. Well, they had the illegal man downfield, and this is a substitution. But other than that, everything has worked on the ground so far.
And there's a handoff, cut it up. Or he kept it, rather. Nord cuts it up. And Nord gets another big chunk of yardage. Inside the 10, down to about the 8. So 13-yard pickup, 2nd down.
2nd and 2.
And 2 at the 8. Here's Nord. Studer right behind him. Nord pitches it back. Studer looking for the left side. Did he get to the pylon? No, they're going to mark him short.
Looks like he might have had a foot out of bounds around the 2-yard line.
But he got the first down either way. He needed 2 and he got 3.
First down, Dragons.
Well, he got a little more than that. He got 6, we'll say. First and goal at the 2-yard line, and you got plenty of options here, either Studer or Nord, and I would assume they'd probably give it to Studer and let him pound it in there once, huh?
Yep, I bet the option's coming here.
Tight formation. Nord hands off Studer, left side, gets necktied and ripped down. Josh Mitchell in there.
And Hunter Deskin also came in to help out at the end to help him to bring him down.
And he lost a couple there. So be second and goal at the 4.
Second goal to go from the Waukee 4.
So now they'll spread it out a little bit more with 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left for Nord. Man in motion. Gives a handoff to him. He cuts it up inside, and he can't get it there. Blake Murray coming on that jet sweep, but he couldn't quite turn the corner. And that's the thing. Things really compact when you get down there toward the goal line, don't they, Jill?
Yep, and especially when you've kind of just been pretty run heavy, it's either get to the outside or go right up the middle.
So now we got a 3rd and goal at the 2 for Johnston.
3rd down, goal to go from the Waukee 2-yard line.
Jake Meyer wide, way out wide to the right. They got 3 receivers 4 on the right. And Nord will roll it. Nord throws, caught, touchdown. Blake Murray.
And Blake Murray really wasn't picked up by the linebacker there in that kind of a different trip set closer to the line. Nobody picked him up, and he found himself wide open in the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, they came out, and it was hard to figure out who to cover, I think, for the defense there, wasn't it?
Yep, and that was the goal there on that play, is to get the wide receiver matched up with the linebacker, and it worked perfectly.
So the pass to Murray from 2 yards out. Hushhagen with the kick. It's up and good.
And the kick is good. That makes the score.
That makes the score 7-0. We'll take a break and come back with the kickoff right after this.
Other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza. The other guys.
Joe Danielson here at Waukee, and a 13-play drive. I've got it. They go 85 yards. Take the opening kick. Couple penalties they overcame, though, Joe. A 4th down they overcame. So Johnston came out fired up and got the offense going here early.
Yep, and I think, well, about, 13 of those plays were probably runs.
Here's the kick coming back into the end zone. It'll be a touchback taken back there, but
yep, there you go again. Perry right on the goal line a little bit there, as the referee decided that Perry was in the end zone.
The FAR official over there saw it and said, nope, he's in the end zone. So with 7:24 to go, trailing 7-0, they'll take over. 1st and 10 at the 20. Waukee, their first shot at the ball here tonight. Mitch Randall brings them out. Jordan Perry's the tailback. And off to Perry. Perry looks to cut, slips a little bit as he tries to cut, and he's met right in the hole. Stop for no gain.
The Dragon defense, the front 4, Dalton Towns, Jake Ryan, Aaron Potter, and Tyler Bacon out there.
2nd and 10 at the 20. Drop back to pass. Randall goes deep. The receiver is pushed down, and it's way over his head, and there's no flag.
We've got a flag on the far side.
Okay, on the far side there is. I looked to the deep guy. Let's see if there was interference. And it was hard to tell if that was going to be catchable because he was pushed down so quick up the field.
And it might have been a little bit of a trip maybe, and then a little extra push.
They're going to call it holding on Johnston.
Now, is that on the the defensive back?
Yeah.
There's an interesting holding call downfield.
So that gives us a 1st down. up at the 30. So here's Mitch Randall, sends a slot in motion across the formation, hands it off to Perry. Perry looking to turn the corner, cuts it up across the 30, up to the 35. And pick up a 5 for Perry. So both these teams coming out starting with the run, Joe.
Yep, well, they both started out with some penalties in the first couple plays of the game. That's not what the coach likes, but yeah, we're running heavy so far. Nord just Randall took a shot downfield on that last drive. Or last play.
Hand off to Perry again. Makes his way up the middle, spun around. Looked like he was about to reach ahead for the first down, but got spun around just shy. And looks like he'll be about 2 yards shy. A pickup of 3.
Dalton Towns with the stop there, wrapping up Perry. And then behind those front 4 for Johnston is Nathan Ducombe, Ross Hinders, and Trey Officer.
So it'll be 3rd and 1 at the 39. They are going to give him 4 yards. So big third down here for Waukee. They converted the last one, but on a penalty. And high snap, handed off to Perry. He spins around and goes right on through. Gets about 7 yards. He needed 1. Got 8. So Perry again.
8-yard gain.
1st and 10.
First down.
At the 47, and they're going to come up quickly, get the offense going. Randall fakes the handoff, looks, throws it outside, hits the slot back, and he goes up the sideline and gets knocked out.
Brandon Tessau.
So hits that slot back out there, Tessau. And he gets the first down.
We'll put him on the Johnston 42.
Result of the play, a Waukee Warrior. First down.
So 11-yard pickup there. Hand off to Perry. Perry into the middle.
Perry, number 12 on the carry.
And Perry gets a good pickup on first down. Boy, this is just an old-fashioned slugfest right now, isn't it?
Yep, a lot of runs. Nothing big. Right up the middle mostly.
4-yard gain.
So Perry gets 4. And it'll be 2nd and 6 at the 38 of Johnston. Waukee trailing here. Trips left to right. Fake by Randall. He takes it up the middle. Wide open there. Cuts through a tackle all the way down to the 20-yard line.
And Johnston had a nice blitz on the left side there. And Mitch Randall recognized it and took off downfield for a nice gain.
22-yard 22. Randall on the run, 1st and 10 at the 20, and there's Randall again.
And we got a flag that kind of came in early.
Yeah, over in the line. We'll see what that is. And holding on Waukee. That is the first penalty of the night on the Warriors, I believe. The other ones have all come on
Penalty is holding against Waukee.
Johnston, so that's going to move it back 10. That's from the line of scrimmage. So bring up first down and 20 at the 30. Randall brings him up. Jordan Perry. Now he sends Perry out into the slot on the right. Nobody in the backfield with Randall. He drops, throws it wide to Perry, and Perry can't get there.
Pass intended for Jordan Perry, number 12. It's incomplete.
And had the go route out there, but Perry didn't quite get downfield.
Yep, it was a good idea there. I believe that's officer back there for Johnston, kind of a foot race to the ball. It was uncatchable.
2nd and 20 at the 30-yard line for Waukee. Trailing here as Johnston took it, went 85 yards down the field to score in their first possession. Fakes the handoff, and Randall is clotheslined in the backfield there. Bacon, I think, was in there, wasn't he?
Yep, Tyler Bacon, number 80.
5-yard loss on the sack. Brings up 3rd and 25 at the 35.
Third down
So what do you dial up here? Pass or? Now, last time they ran that pass-heavy formation, and then Randall got it on his own, so we'll see what they do. They keep the back in there behind him.
Yep, and the defense is kind of set up in that cover zone.
Here's a handoff to Perry. Perry cuts it up. He's got a seam. Back across the middle, and just gets tripped up as he gets back towards the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd and long here. We'll see what they elect to do.
Yep, that draw play there works well when you've got the defense kind of sitting back in the zone. They see Randall coming out with 5 receivers empty backfield, and they kind of settle back into that zone, and it opens up runs for him and Jordan Perry so far.
So for Waukee, Ben Lang is 1 of 2. His long is 45. This would be a 41-yarder. There's the snap. The kick is up and good. 41 yards out from Sanders. And Waukee's on the board with 3:09 to go. And makes it 7-3. So round 1, I guess, would go to the Johnston defense, Joe, as they held them to a field goal.
Yep, good stand there to get the ball. Waukee got the ball down in near the red zone, and they were helped out with a couple penalties. But so far, both teams really just nothing special, just keeping it on the ground, a little bit of misdirection here and there, and it's kind of been on the defense so far.
So Johnston sends Brock Studer and Blake Murray back to receive the kickoff. And Zach Eaton will kick it off here for Waukee. And here's the boot coming in there, short, taken by Murray. Up to the 20, 25, finds a gap, 30, 35, and is knocked down by Eaton, the kicker.
Boy, I was going to say, Eaton put that ball really right where you want it, right in the corner. So you got to field it.
But the problem is it was flat. It had no hang time, so he could catch that on the run.
Yep, didn't give enough time for the
cover
Dragons
team
to get downfield.
Kind of
Warriors
coverage
to get downfield.
So 1st and 10 at the 38. Johnston starts with the ball, leading 7-3 here. They drove right down the field on their first possession. And here's Andrew Nord. Studer with him in the backfield. Now a man coming in motion. He fakes it. Nord cuts it up, and he'll get a short gain there. Faked it to Gavin Sullivan, and that time the Waukee defense is right there.
Yep, tried to squeeze through Jacob Porter and Hunter Deskin, but to no avail.
We'll give him 2 on that. 2nd and 8 at the 40. Here's Nord again, looks over the formation. Studer behind him. And hand off to Studer. Studer cuts it through. Mine a little tougher going now, and they're still going. And
just a little bit of a pile-up at the end of that play there. You can't really call it because you don't really know if it's stopping.
Yeah, you didn't want to blow the whistle yet because you don't want to kill something, but Studer gets 4, so it'll be 3rd and 4 at the 44 for Johnston. They'll send 3 receivers to the right this time. Studer in the slot on the left, he goes in motion. He ends up out there on the right side. He goes out on the wheel route, lobs it out there and over the head of the intended receiver as well covered.
Yeah, Nord was really hurried that time by number 32 on the Waukee defense there, Jake Morrison, who's their big sack man, but Nord just had to lob that one away because they had no time.
Yeah, Morrison's a guy who's gotten in there, and what's he have, like 10 sacks, I think, coming in.
Yep, he's going to be pretty disruptive.
So 4th and 4, and looks like Johnston will have to punt here. Steigers averaging about 35 yards a punt, as long as it's 55.
And Tyrese Moore back.
And Moore back to receive, as you said, and the whistle blows before they get that play off.
And we got a timeout Johnston.
Timeout Johnston.
Before the kick there.
So let's take a quick break. Johnston leading 7-3 here in the first quarter. Back with more after this on CISN.TV.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community. You want to get...
Here at Waukee, a timeout before the punt. And now Johnston will be punting as Waukee holds them. Waukee trailing 7-3 here. Johnston drove down 85 yards in their first drive, but were held here on downs, and there's the punt. Going back, taking it, the 35, fumble! Who has it? It could be Johnston. Let's see. It is Johnston.
Yep, and that was another one of those low kicks that was kind of wobbling end over end, and that's a little hard to judge, especially on the run, and Moore just couldn't get his hands under it and ended up fumbling.
So
Johnston will get the ball. Nord will take over on the 27 in good field position here.
First turnover of the night here, and Johnston the beneficiary, and that's what you don't want to do at home, turn it over, Joe.
Yep, and especially that deep in your own territory.
So Nord brings them out. Chance to add to their 7-3 lead here. Man comes in motion, fakes the handout, goes back the other way to Studer. He cuts it back up and is knocked down.
And we got another flag here, far side.
We'll see if that's a block on the edge out there.
Right around the 30-yard line.
Looked like Waukee diagnosed that pretty well, though, didn't they?
Yep, and Studer caught that second reverse pitch, and he looked to turn up field. He really had to make a couple moves just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And they're going to bring that back. Block in the back. And the thing about that was like 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, Joe, so that's an added penalty. That'll make it about 13 yards instead of the normal 10.
And that'll give Waukee's defense a little bit more room to breathe here. And it's tough, when you stop them, you hold them to a punt on 4th down, and then you get a fumble and you have to come right back out there again.
1st and 24 at the 41. So here's Nord. Studer takes the pitch, tries to cut it up, and gets knocked down after a pickup of maybe about 4.
Johnston really is coming out here and using a lot of double wide receiver kind of trip set, double slot receiver sets.
Looks like more motion and different things than what we've seen of them earlier. And obviously, in those other games, when you get up ahead, you don't show much off, and you know.
Yep, they're coming out here with really a full arsenal of the playbook. A lot of misdirection.
Pickup of 4. Double slots now for Nord. Sends one in motion and hands it off to Studer right up the gut, and he's plowing ahead. And he'll get a few yards there. And that could be the last play of the first quarter, depending on where they marked that.
The 32.
So pick up a 5 for Studer. Still 3rd and 14 at the 32, and Johnson's just going to let the clock run out here on the first quarter. They'll go into the second quarter, turn the ball around, and be up 7-3 after 1 here. Back with the second quarter after this on CISN.TV.
Okay, ladies, it's October, and we all know what that means. Time for our annual mammograms. Iowa Radiology believes that mammograms are the best way to catch breast cancers early and save lives. With 3D and low-dose technology, they are now more accurate and safe. It's only once a year, and if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your daughters, your friend, your sons, or your family. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health. Okay, ladies, it's October and we all know what that means. Time for our annual mammograms. Iowa Radiology believes that mammograms are the best way to catch breast cancers early and save lives. With 3D and low-dose technology, they are now more accurate and safe. It's only once a year, and if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your daughters, your friend, your sons, or your family. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health. Okay, ladies.
Back here at Waukee, we go to the second quarter. Johnston leading Waukee, but they have a 3rd and 14 at the 32. Andrew Nord, the quarterback. Johnston in the white, dropping back, looking, throws it out, and behind the receiver and almost picked off, but you're better off to let that one. Well, I guess not. On 4th down, they still might have a, I don't know if they're in field goal range here or not. Probably not.
Yep, and Johnston was kind of sitting back there in a cover 3, just kind of waiting for the pass there, and nothing working for Mitch Randall.
So 4th and 14 at the 32, and I think they're going to probably punt.
Looks like they're going to come out to kick.
Or are they going to? Well, they are going to try to kick. Okay.
Be about a 49.
Be a 44-yarder with Hushagen. He's 7'9", 47-yarders as long as this one is high enough. It's going to the left, though. Will it get there? No. Sneaks outside the left upright. So field goal is wide left.
Well, there you go. As Waukee defense, you got to like the result there.
Well, we were talking about it in the break, Joe, and you noticed it seems like that motion, the first drive, that kind of fooled them, but now they've settled down and they aren't really taking those fakes as much, are they?
Yeah, not taking the bait on the backup running backs there, and 2 pretty good stops for the Waukee defense. They held them on 4th down for the punt, and of course the bobbled punt, but here again another stand.
So 1st and 10 at the 20 for Waukee, and Mitch Randall throws it knocked away.
Pass deflected at the line of scrimmage.
Did Bacon get a hand on that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Jake Ryan, they're saying, got a hand up on it.
They got a pretty good size line in there on defense.
Yep, all
Jake Ryan 6'2", Aaron Potter 6'1", Bacon 6'2", and Dalton Towns 6'1", so all over 6 feet. So 2nd and 10 at the 20, and up the middle. And
Jordan Perry.
Perry, yep.
And
number 6 for the Dragons.
He got 2 on that.
He was met by really a group of Dragon defenders there.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and 8 at the 22. Big 3rd down for Waukee. Fake. He'll run it up, gets across the 30, 35, and good running by Mitch Randall.
Yep, and again with the Dragon defense was kind of sitting back, respecting the pass, and Randall will just take it himself and run it up the middle with a couple of nice cutback moves.
Up to the 38, 16 yards for Randall. 1st and 10 at the 37 for Waukee, trailing 7-3. Randall keeps it himself again, gets in behind some linemen, and is finally ripped down from behind by Dalton Towns. But not before he ripped off about 6 yards, Joe.
Yep, and he's quick out of the backfield. Once he sees green, he goes for it.
So 2nd and 4 at the 45-yard line. Randall fakes it again and takes it right up the middle, trying to sneak through the hole. Still going, lineman pushing him ahead, And he's going to be just short of the first down.
And that time he really wasn't even looking to throw the ball at all. Which
he gave that little shoulder fake, and then, yeah, just it was a straight.
You could tell he was going to go ahead and run the whole time there. And they do a pretty good job of balancing that out, which the design runs.
1 yard to go for the Warriors.
Randall also looks through his progression pretty well and decides to run the ball a lot.
And officials are stopping and coming, talking to the referee there. They got some discussion going on about something. And Sam Nielsen went off for some reason. He might have blood on his shirt, possibility. They took him out. You hate to see him go to the sideline. He's one of the stoppers they have here. So here we go, 3rd and 1. Handoff right through. Still on his feet, breaks the tackle, still going, breaks another one. 20, 15, ripped down at the 6-yard line. Jordan Perry did a lot of that on his own.
Yeah, a couple nice broken tackles there, and Blake Murray was able to just run him down and get him by the shoestrings.
So he goes from the 47 down to the 7, a pickup of 40 there, 1st and 10 at the 7. Waukee, chance now to go in and take the lead here, trailing 7-3, 9:21 to play. Randall down the line, looking, trying to turn it outside, and they're going to be there and rip him down on the outside.
Nathan Newcomb again for the Johnston Dragons, and
dropped him for a 4-yard loss all the way back at the 11.
And you look at Newcomb's stats, he's got 50 total tackles, so you can tell we're going to be calling his name out here.
A little tight formation again here by Waukee. Randall looks, now throws it outside and looking for Tessau out there. Or excuse me, Morrison out there.
Defending on the play, Nathan Newcomb, number 21.
And it's incomplete. So all of a sudden you go from 1st and goal at the 7 to 3rd and goal at the 11 here for Waukee.
3rd and goal to go for the Warriors from the Johnston 11.
Randall takes a snap, rolling left, rolling, looking, now throws toward the end zone, incomplete.
He was looking for DeVries there, or Tyrese Moore, a couple wide receivers crossing.
So 4th and goal at the 11. Looks like they'll bring out the field goal unit, Wes Sanders, to try to bring this to a 1-point ball game here.
A little bit of a struggle through the air so far for Mitch Randall. On that drive especially, couldn't really get much going over the air.
Sanders comes out. Tyrese Moore will hold for Sanders. Set it up at, the 28, a 38-yarder. Kick is up. And good. 38-yard field goal makes it a 7-6 ball game here with 8:31 to play in the first half. And well, starting to see the defenses come on a little bit here in this ball game, Joe.
Yep, 7-6 game. Not much working through the air for both teams. A lot of run, heavy doses of the run.
So you see the Waukee defense there now getting instructions on what to do in the huddle, and they'll come out, and Andrew Nord's been over there on offense trying to figure out, they were stymied on that last drive, but end up here, let's see, what was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plays on that drive for Waukee, and they end up getting the field goal. So far they've yet to find the end zone. And Zach Eaton will kick it off. And Jake Meyer is one of them back deep there. Blake Murray also back deep. And Tessau, I believe, is back deep. Here comes that short kick now, taken at the 22. Cuts it outside and gets it up across. Nick Geller. So that time a short kick and get him pretty good field position.
Yep, and you didn't have to do a whole lot with that to get him into good field position at the 38. So Johnston, after that nice first drive, has been stymied on their next one, and here they come again.
They'll start out at the 38, though. That's their best starting field position. Although they started at that first drive, they had it back there, what was it, about the 15. Then they got that penalty, and it dropped it back, but they were able to overcome that. And we'll see now what Andrew Nord can do. Leading 7-6 here, 8:25 to go in the first half. Man in motion. They hand it off to the slot coming through there, and he's hit after Blake Murray hit after a pickup of about 2 on that inside handoff.
Yep, Trey Hardy met him right there after a gain of 2 yards.
2-yard gain, 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8 at their own 40. It's Johnson there in the white. Nord fakes it to Studer, and cuts it across onto the 40, 35, and he's knocked out of bounds. And we talked about it so many times when he turns that corner, Joe, then he just puts it in another gear.
Yep, and you just saw it right there, gaining another extra 10, really, after kind of breaking away from the first Waukee Warrior defender.
28-yard pickup for Nord. So that'll be 1st and 10 at the Johnston 32. Studer leads out for Nord. Nord stops, throws it, lobs it to the corner, and just couldn't quite get it out there. A little bit of a misread on that for looking for Gavin Sullivan, but a little misread, I think, on where he was going to go with it.
Yeah, a little. He kind of looks like he got confused on which route he was supposed to.
I think he wanted to go that flag route to the pylon, and he was going down the field back toward the post.
Yep, and Waukee's defense there was they were giving him 10 yards for both wide receivers, and Gavin Sullivan just couldn't sneak his way back into the pylon. Well, that's one thing as Waukee's offense is kind of defense is sitting back in man while Johnston.
Now the play clock's running down. They're going to have to call a timeout here as they didn't get the play in. They were looking to the sideline, so Johnston will call a timeout. We'll take a quick break here. Be back with more right after this.
Central Bank opened its doors in 1877 and has been proud to call Iowa home ever since. For more than a century, our family-owned business has worked hand-in-hand with friends and neighbors across the state to make their dreams a reality. Come visit us at our new location on Hickman and Waukee and see how Central Bank can make it happen for you.
Here at Waukee, Johnston called a timeout. They have 2nd and 10 at the 32, and they're driving again, Joe, after taking that opening kick down and getting in the end zone. And then the Johnston defense has held twice, forced 2 field goals, and we got a 7-6 ball game. But Nord seems to have them working again.
Yeah, but let's see what they run here coming out of the timeout, see if we get any more motion.
Nord with single back with him in the backfield, fakes it, now wings it out quickly to the outside there. Studer, he cuts it up and is knocked out of bounds.
Again, that's that cushion I talked about. Is Waukee's defensive backs are given 10 yards on each Johnston wide receiver. With really, there hasn't been much of a passing threat so far, but
they pick up 15 there.
Yeah, there you go with that quick little underthrow to Suter.
And credit Johnston coaches for seeing that and saying, hey, they're laying off us. Let's just wing it out there quick. Studer now in the slot on the right side here. And they send the slot in motion. Fake the inside sweep. Nord keeps it, looking to cut it up the sideline, and he does. He'll pick up a good chunk of yardage before being knocked out at the 10. Pick up about 7. The problem with these two quarterbacks is you have to watch them so much with what they're doing with that ball that it allows more things to develop, and they're both so good at reading what's developing, aren't they?
Yep, and they're both they're essentially another running back there who is kind of just leading the charge with both of the skills they both possess on the ground.
So 2nd and 4 at the 11 for Johnston. Nord keeps it. Dropped it there, picked it up. Now Nord turns the corner and gets knocked out of bounds after a short pickup. And Minshaw pushed him out of bounds. So 3rd and 2 at the 9 for Johnston.
A big sequence here for Waukee's defense. That's they've played well here, backed up on within their own 10.
Tight formation. Pitches back. Can he cut it up? He can. Did he get the first down? Studer, I think he did. Let's see where they're marking it. Looks like they are.
It's like
right at the line, isn't it? Well, there's a flag down.
Flag right in the area. Yeah, Jacob Porter kind of rode him down out of bounds there.
Holding called, though, so that's going to come back. So you go from a 2nd and 9 to 3rd and about 11. It was at the spot of the foul. So that penalty is going to cost you, well, holding brings it back to the 3rd and 12 at the 19.
12 yards to go for the Dragons.
Boy, they've already brought us the halftime snacks here, Joe. I kind of like being up here.
We got some pumpkin
bread. Nord with Studer. Fakes the handoff. Pressure, screen across the middle, and Studer takes it. But, boy, Waukee diagnosed that pretty well, didn't they?
Really well played. That's something we kind of talked about again there with that under throw, a little screen pass. You'd think that'd be a good play to pull out as Johnston, but Waukee really read it well, and it looks like they're going to hold them here. 4th and 11.
4th and 11 at the 18, so chance now for Hushagen to come out and try a field goal. He tried that long one and missed to the left. This one will be a 35-yarder. Spotted right there on the 25. There's the kick. It's high and looks like it's through and good. Hushagen. It's a 35-yarder.
35-yard field goal makes the score Johnston 10, Waukee 6.
With 6:58 to play. 10-6. Here with the Cubs coming to bat. Oh, wait a minute. No, that was last night. Wasn't it the back and forth scoring there we had. This is a little more defensive game here tonight. So, Waukee, the offense has been over there on the sideline. What have they been talking about as they've watched here?
Well, I think Waukee's offense has done pretty well so far. A little bit of struggles through the air. They're going to want to look to set up that pass game because once Mitch Randall gets the passing game going, it'll open up him keeping it up the middle or him.
Well, and he's been doing
doing
a lot with his legs, hasn't he? If he can find some open receivers out there, get a few catches to loosen the defense up, you're right. So Hushagen will kick it off. Here comes the boot, and this one is going to go into the end zone and out of the back of the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 20 for Waukee now. Trailing by 4 with 6:58 to go in the first half. They'll bring it out to the 20, and they need to go 80 yards. And looking to get into the end zone for the first time here tonight. Got Sam DeVries wide to this side and Tyrese Moore wide to the left side. And there's a handoff. And just stacked up in the backfield.
Blake Espelin coming back in?
Espelin, yep.
Is he returning from an injury?
I think he is.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11.
Yep. Blake Espelin on the run. Loses 1. 2nd and 11 at the 19. Fakes it. Randall rolling. Now throws it out wide. Was it caught? Yep, he caught it.
Tyrese Moore.
Tyrese Moore.
You thought he was going to go short to Brandon Tessau, who had open field, but Tyrese Moore was able to get himself open for a nice first down catch.
Had to wait to see, too. He was kind of tight roping it over there.
Yep, and that's the first long completion of the day for either team.
16 yards. And rolling, looking, and finding no room and just stacked up.
Yep, and he's going to end up going backwards.
Tyrese Moore will lose yards on that.
Garrett Gerke led the tackle, number 25. Nathan Newcomb assisting, number 21.
So it brings up 2nd and 12 at the 33 for Waukee.
2nd and 12 Warriors.
5:47 to play, first half. Waukee trailing 10-7. Just one touchdown in this ball game so far. That was on the opening drive. Here's a handoff. Espelin.
Blake Espelin, number 7 on the carry.
Right over the right side, and he picks up
Ty Puck made the tackle, number 23.
4. Ty Puck on the tackle. So it's going to be 3rd and long.
4-yard gain, 3rd and
So
8 for the Warriors.
what you don't want to be in is that 3rd down and long. They've been having trouble getting good first down yardage here.
Yep, and Johnston's linebackers have really been playing well on these 3rd down situations.
Here's Randall rolling. Now throws it out high over the head of Eaton out there. He had him up close to the first down.
Yep, but he was pressured by 91 for Johnston.
That's something we haven't seen out of him much on the roll. He didn't set his feet and he threw a little high. He's been pretty accurate passing so far this season. And so that'll force the punt.
4th down.
And Jake Meyer back deep to receive for Johnston. 5:03 to play here. Clock stopped on the incomplete.
Meyer deep to receive.
High boot. Not very deep. It comes out high. Now takes a big Waukee bounce and is going to roll back toward the 33 where it'll be downed. And that's where Johnston will take over.
33-yard line for the Dragons. It'll be 1st and 10 Johnston.
1st and 10 at the 33. And Andrew Nord will come out and a chance for them to try to build on this lead a little bit here before the end of the half.
And with the way their offense has been playing, you'd think you kind of want one possession here maybe. You just slow it down, drive down, and try to get some points here before the half.
You get 3 and you got a 7-point lead, and so far they've been able to keep Waukee out of the end zone, so that'd be big going into the halftime. There's a quick pass out, swing pass out there to Studer.
North pass complete to Brock Studer, number 22.
As he just
Nolan Roethler
flares out of the backfield and they throw it to him. But he didn't get much on that. About 1 yard, if that.
Yep, and no rush really for Johnston at this point, getting the play in.
Yeah, they don't mind winding the clock down, eating it up here. 4:48. Clock stopped as he went out of bounds. Across the formation, Nord keeps it himself. Now cuts it up to the 40 and is knocked down.
He's just shifty, really. He just finds the open space and he gets in there and makes a move.
But that's what they're doing. You'd want to stop him in that first level. Once he gets into the secondary, that's when he really is the most dangerous,
Yep, that's when he'll turn on the speed. It's a big third down here, 3rd and 3 from their own 40.
We picked up 6. Play clock down to 10. Nord down the line. Now we'll turn it up. Cross the 50 into Waukee territory for the first down. Pickup of about 7 there.
Rose made the tackle, number 24 for the Warriors. First down, Dragons from the Waukee 49.
First and 10 at the 49 into Waukee territory. Still plenty of time, 4 minutes and counting here in the first half.
Yep, and Johnston now right at about the 50, the 48, 49-yard line, and you have the whole half of the field to work with here.
Nord drops back, wings it outside quickly. Caught over there, and up the first down.
So now we're seeing a little bit more passing after the – got to think Johnston's coaches noticed that Waukee's defensive backs were giving such a cushion. These little bit underneath throws have started to work out well.
Pass to Steigers, picks up 11.
They've gone away from all the trickery motion that we saw in the first drive.
Well, it looked like Waukee was kind of diagnosing that pretty well. Down the line, Nord keeps it himself, plows into the pile, and then goes out of bounds.
Nord, the quarterback, number 10 on the carry.
3:35 to play. They still have plenty of time. And Nord picks up 4. Call it 2nd and 6 at the 34 of Johnston. Leading 10-6, or at Waukee, I should say. Johnston leading 10-6 at the Waukee 34.
For the Dragons from the Waukee 34.
Nord fakes that inside handoff, but then there's a flag down. Somebody jumped early, maybe.
False start, looks like.
Yep. So move it back 5. Makes it 2nd and 11 at the 38 or 39. Nord wings it out to Studer again. Studer looking for a block, gets one, cuts it up to the 30, bowls over the defender. Down close to a first down. Boy, it looks like you get Studer out in some open space there, and it's kind of hard to bring him down too, isn't it?
Yep, Studer is he brings the power also.
And they're going to give him a first down, mark it at the 27. There, so a 12-yard pickup. Here's Johnston, 3:15 to play, first half. On the move here. Inside handoff this time. There's a flag comes flying in, so this is going to come back. Studer took it right up the gut, but probably going to be holding when it's thrown right into the middle of the field like that. Right lineman.
Johnston has had a handful of these penalties that have backed him up so far, and those are a little bit of momentum killers when you're down here in the driving and in your opponent's field.
Yeah, that's a 10-yarder there. So 2nd and 20 back to the 42. It's the second penalty they've had here. Had a false start and then the holding. Now they'll roll the clock and we'll just go under 3 minutes here.
The 1st and 20.
Andrew Nord sends Sullivan across the formation. Now hits the slant and can't hang on to it. And there's another flag down. Late hit on the quarterback. I think you're right there. Because it's right back there by Nord. And that would be 15 yards on a first down, I believe. Yep, personal foul, roughing the passer.
I believe Nathan McDonald got in there.
So that could be a big play here for a key penalty for Waukee as it gives them the first down. It was 2nd and 20.
Yeah, that'll give Johnston back their yards they initially lost on the.
But it gives them the first down,
the holding
too.
And the new set of downs.
So 1st and 10 at the 22 now, as it was 2nd and 20 back at the 42. So here's Johnston again. 2:45 to play first half, leading by 4. Nord follows Studer up the right side and goes out after a pickup of a couple. You almost wonder, he keeps running. One of those times is he going to fake that run and pull up and throw it to the end zone.
Yeah, and they have the matchups you want out there with your slot receiver getting covered by Waukee's linebackers.
But I think you're right, too, in that they want to bleed a little this time off the clock here. Still 2:40 to go, and they can afford to be a little bit patient with the play selection at this point. 2nd and 7. Studer next to Nord. Now they lob it out there. Caught. And tight end trying to spin around. And Williams will be stopped. The clock will keep rolling. They'll be short of the first down.
That's kind of the action I was talking about there is you click out to the slot tight end, but if you get a wide receiver to kind of set a pick and have him across, that's when you have your guys wide open.
Yeah, that wide receiver takes the defense through. So 3rd and 2 here. And it looks like they bring Hushagen back in to the backfield. And send a man in motion. And Nord goes right up the gut with it. And down to the 10. He's going to have the first down, I believe. So they sent Studer wide in motion there, and the defense kind of following him, and then Nord just takes it right up the gut. And that'll be 1st and 10 at the 10. So now it gets a little more difficult as you can press it down in there with what you do. Still plenty of time, though, 1:39, so no hurry as far as the clock goes. And Johnston has 1 timeout left. So here comes Nord, brings him up. Single back in behind him. That's Studer now comes up beside him. Down the line, fakes it. He's going to roll out the outside. 5, and can he get there? No, knocked out of bounds. At the 4, pickup of 6 by Nord. It's so tough because you got everybody looking, thinking he's going to hand it off to Studer up the middle, and then he just takes it outside.
Yep, he takes off, and you think he might throw the ball, but he, again, just takes off, runs outside.
Clock stopped as he went out of bounds. 2nd and goal at the 4 for Johnston, leading 10-6 here. The battle for the division lead here. District lead, I should say. There's a handoff. Touchdown on the inside handoff to Gavin Sullivan.
Touchdown, Johnston.
4 yards out.
Gavin Sullivan, 4-yard touchdown run.
So he's faked it to that guy. This time he gave it to Sullivan, and he turns it right around and up.
Yep, got the corner and into the end zone.
So Johnston finds the end zone again here with 1:10 to play in the first quarter. They widen that lead out to 10. And now they'll try to make it 11.
And that's really all you can ask for on offense. Just grind it out, and leave a minute left on the clock for Waukee.
Here's the kick.
And the extra point
By Hushagen is good. 17-6. We'll take a quick break, come back with a kickoff right after this.
At Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee means 0% for 72 months on all 17 Silverados and Colorados. For a limited time, 20% off 17 Impala, Cruise, Trax, and Malibu LTs, Sonic and Spark LSs, new Chevy Spark, Power Punch, $11,980, new 18 Equinox, Power Punch, $224 per month. It's truck month in Waukee. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee. Chevy.
Here at Waukee, Johnson scored their second touchdown. So far, they've held Waukee to field goals here in this one. And the kickoff after the touchdown, the run by Sullivan, taken into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. So Waukee will have to go 80 yards here. And you play it conservative, Joe, or do you air it out a little bit with 1:10 to play?
Well, I think they're going to obviously go to the air a little bit here. Down 11, you want to get something going. Maybe Nord. I mean, we'll see a little bit of Mitch Randall up the middle running the ball. I think he's gonna fake it and pull it up the middle like he usually does.
And they've got 3 timeouts left, so they can afford to run it a little bit if they have to. There's the inside handoff, and that is bottled up. Perry goes nowhere on that, so they're going to play that a little conservative, I guess.
Yep, Nathan Newcomb got in there again.
Loses 2. 2nd and 12. We go under a minute to play here. We'll see if they take a shot downfield. Randall looking over. He's got Jordan Perry in there. Tyrese Moore and Zach Eaton to this side, and Sam DeVries wide to the right side. Waukee in the purple on the screen. High snap. Gets it down and keeps it himself. And Randall rolls up the right side looking to get out of bounds but can't. And if they want to keep going, they're going to have to call a timeout here. But
looks like they're going to
looks like they might
head
be
on into the locker room.
Yeah, might be content to head on in. And that'll do it. So our halftime score, 17-6, Johnston over Waukee. So the visitors take the lead here in District 4 as we go to the halftime 17-6. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with our halftime show right after this on CISN.TV.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Mid-American Energy. Part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
Everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Mr. Hometown Clothing Store, the one that had it all, everything to get the work done, all in one place. G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
We are here at halftime. Johnston and Waukee. Johnston leading here 17-6 in this battle for District 1 title here tonight. Dar Danielson, and joining me is Doug DeArmond from Waukee Chevy. And thanks for joining us here tonight. And you guys have a big presence here with Waukee. And why is that? What do what is it about Waukee Athletics that makes you want to get involved?
Well, it isn't just Waukee Athletics, but every town we're a part of, we've got 12 dealerships. And all the towns we're a part in, we think it's critical that the high school, the school system itself, is a big part of a good town. So we've always gotten involved. We always gear ourselves towards getting involved with anything we can in the schools, and in this case, the new scoreboard.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. It's the largest high school scoreboard in Iowa, and I know Jim Dewey's pretty proud of that, and I know you are too, aren't you?
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, I've worked with Jim since we've been up here, about 10 years, and you've seen the school grow, the relationships grown, and I think he's pretty happy with what we've done, but we're happy with the relationship we've got with the school.
Yeah, and I know Jim has had a big job with the growth of the school. And how's it been for you as a business in this community? And every time it seems like I come out here, there's more businesses building, but that's all good because the more people and businesses, everybody thrives, don't they?
Yep, you're exactly right. And that's one reason we moved to Waukee about 10 years ago. We built a new dealership here, and the growth out here and the projected growth. In fact, in roughly 2021, when they build the new high school, it goes right behind our dealership. So that'll be Waukee's second high school. So we're excited. We love it.
Oh, that's the site where it's going to be over there? Okay, I didn't know that. So you give me a scoop here tonight. I didn't realize that's where it's at over there. And right along on the main drag there, and everything is built up, and it's got to be fun just to kind of see. I remember when you drive out here and then you have the old part of town with the elevator and everything, and it's like I took my kids out to soccer games. It was clear out of the cornfield in the middle of nowhere. Now that middle of nowhere is where everything is, isn't it?
Yeah, you're exactly right. And they say eventually, some year, that'll be the center of town. So it's all moving that way. And talk about the soccer, that the soccer fields out here now are incredible. We're a part of that too. So we just we support our community, and it's been good to us now.
Yeah, and people say, well, he just wants people to come buy cars, but it's more than that. It's being a part, being a neighbor, being a community member and a business member, isn't it?
For sure, that's part of our beliefs. And again, we've been in Iowa about 40 years now, and with many dealerships, but this is our first one in the greater Des Moines area, and then we just bought another one in Indianola, Iowa, a Ford store down there. And again, getting involved with that school, being a part of the community, and seeing good things happen.
And that's a mix. Back when I grew up, you either had Ford or Chevy or Dodge, and they didn't. Now there's more of a mix, and you have more of a mix of products as a dealer, don't you?
Yeah, you see, a little bit like farming. Some of the farmers are getting bigger, and in dealers, that the amount of investment it takes. You see some of the dealers getting a little bigger, buying more brands because they do a good job, take care of people, and those opportunities rise up. So that's why we bought the Indianola Ford store down there. But Waukee's the place to be, quite frankly, with the growth that's happening. Great school system, great support. We're happy.
When are you going to get those new hover cars, that I can go hover right over the traffic? Is that coming anytime soon?
Well, we don't know how soon that's going to happen. We don't know how soon we want that because we still like driving cars.
Yeah, I do too. They talk about these self-driving cars. I don't know if I'm so, it's kind of nice to get behind the wheel yourself and drive, isn't it?
Yeah, well, some people need to be driven. They shouldn't be driving. Others, we enjoy it, so it's still a lot of fun.
Okay, well, a little diagnosis on this game. The Waukee, they've been shut down offense here a little bit. What do they got to do to get the engine revved up a little in the second half?
Well, it looks like we need a little offense, and almost broke the long run. The score would have been a little better had we broke that long run. But I think also we need to stop them from going around each end outside. Their quarterback looks fast to me. It's the first time I've seen Johnston, but he looks good.
This is the kind of matchup you want, though, for the district title, isn't it? You two good teams going head-to-head, pounding it out.
Yep, you're exactly right. It's fun to watch, fun to be a fan, and it gives us something to root for here. It's close yet, so it should be a good second half.
Okay, Doug DeArmond of Waukee Chevy, we appreciate you joining us here at halftime, and hopefully your team, you'll be rooting for them to score a little more in the second half. Huh?
Yep, we're counting on a win yet, so it'll be a good second half.
All right, we're at halftime here. We'll take a break, come back with more at halftime after this on CISN.TV.
Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee means 0% for 72 months on all 17 Silverados and Colorados. For a limited time, 20% off 17 Impala, Cruise, Trax, and Malibu LTs, Sonic and Spark LS's, new Chevy Spark, Power Punch, $11,980, new 18 Equinox, Power Punch, $224 per month. It's Truck Month in Waukee. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
I opened the hearing clinic to offer patients and their families a positive healthcare experience. If you have trouble hearing clearly at church, at the movies, watching TV, or with your friends and family in a group conversation, what are you waiting for? In less than half an hour, we can give you peace of mind and answer any questions that you may have. Call us today to schedule your appointment. The Hearing Clinic, 515-440-3323. We listen, you hear.
Many times at the Lodge of Ashworth, new members come to us from their big, beautiful homes. They find our spacious 2- and 3-bedroom suites to be an ideal fit. We have a limited number of these larger and penthouse-style suites, perfect for the retiring executive style living. We have suites ready for immediate move-in, or we can help you customize. The Lodge of Ashworth is all-inclusive, no surprise additional fees or upcharges. Call us today for a private tour and ask us about our flexible pricing plans.
Dar Danielson, Joe Danielson here at halftime, 17-6 Johnston. We'll run down the scoring for you quickly. Johnston took the opening kick, drove 85 yards with 7:24 to play. It was a pass to Murray from Nord from 2 yards out, and the PAT was good. It was 7-0. Waukee came back, 3:03 to play, a 41-yard field goal, and it made it 7-3. Then with 8:31 to play in the second quarter, another 38-yard field goal, and it was 7-6. Then Johnston got a field goal from 35 yards out with 6:58 to play. Then right here toward the end of the half, we'll see this play coming up here. It was a 4-yard touchdown run. As you see, Studer setting up, and he's going to hand it off to the slot guy coming across there. And there he is, right across, hands it off, and then he just turns the corner, and they made it look easy, Joe.
Yep, and they Johnston got the ball with about 5 minutes left and really just controlled the clock there at the end of the second quarter with a 4-minute drive. And that's really what they wanted to do. You know, they didn't give Waukee any time at the end of the half. And for a game that's been pretty defensive, focused, they really had a nice drive to the end of that second quarter.
We talked about it. It seemed like Johnston came out and used a lot of motion, and it took Waukee's defense a little bit of time to get, find their bearings, and Johnston able to score on that first drive, and then things kind of evened out a little bit until that final drive, didn't they?
Yeah, Johnston kind of went away from that option and looked to get the quick underneath throws as Waukee's defensive backs kind of gave him a cushion there, a nice 10 to 15 yard cushion for those underneath throws. And Waukee kind of the same way on offense. They haven't been able to get anything going through the air. Tyrese Moore had that nice run where he broke a couple tackles, but for them, they really just need to get the ball into the end zone.
And that's probably, they need a sustained drive and then finish a drive for Waukee and get in the end zone. And sometimes you do that, it puts the pressure on the other team, and so far they haven't been able to do that. I think if they get a score here, maybe pick the tempo up a little bit too when they come out in the second half. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. With Johnston's defense, they've had a tough time with the quarterback. They haven't been able to really decide if he's going to throw it or keep it, and the middle really opens up when he keeps the ball. And Waukee, I believe, deferred, so they'll get the ball to start the second half here, trailing 17-6, and they'll look to go on a drive to try to get back into this. So we're at halftime. The Waukee band is out there playing, and thankfully we're inside here in the press box because it's warm in here, and they keep bringing us goodies to eat. Yep, and it's getting chillier out there as the band performs tonight. We thought we were going to see a little bit of rain. It's been pretty clear so far here, and it's looking to be that way for the rest of the game. Yeah, it was cloudy coming in, a few clouds, a little mist, but so far clear on the field, but temperature dropping down a little bit. So we are at halftime, 17-6, Johnston leading. This is a battle to see who comes out. Both teams 3-0 in District 1. The winner will have the leg up with one game remaining in district play. So let's do this. Let's take another break. We'll do that. We'll come back with more of our halftime right after this on CISN.TV.
Community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years.
Look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
They think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
It's October and we all know what that means. Time for our annual mammograms. Iowa Radiology believes that mammograms are the best way to catch breast cancers early and save lives. With 3D and low-dose technology, they are now more accurate and safe. It's only once a year, and if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your daughters, your friend, your sons, or your family. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health. October and we all know what that means. Time for our annual mammograms. Iowa Radiology believes that mammograms are the best way to catch breast cancers early and save lives. With 3D and low-dose technology, they are now more accurate and safe. It's only once a year, and if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your daughters, your friend, your sons, or your family. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health. Okay, ladies.
Son of
We are at halftime here at Waukee. Dar Danielson along with Joe Danielson. Joe, let's look at some of the other scores here. Southeast Polk over Marshalltown 35-0. Dowling Catholic over Centennial 12-0 in a battle there for first place. Surprising score, Valley and Newton tied at 14-14. Newton suffered their first loss, I think it was last week. Urbandale over Des Moines Hoover, and Urbandale survived that long bus ride up the street to Hoover and are leading 29-0 there. And then, let's see, Lincoln and Ames tied up at 14 all. And our score, of course, here is 17-6, Johnston over Waukee. Roosevelt over Sioux City North, 28-0. Those are the other scores here as we look at them. So that Valley Newton score, a little surprising there, as Valley has been, well, they've had a few games. The Southeast Polk game went to overtime last week, and kind of expected, though, maybe they'd come out with a little stronger against Newton. But, again, when you're playing here, looking for that, nothing is guaranteed, and it comes down to these district games and trying to wrap up a district title here. And I was looking for my, trying to find my sheet of those district standings. Is that over there? Here it is in here. Here we go. When you look at, okay, maybe it's in here. And it's senior night here, so they're introducing the band members. And, well, that isn't. Here we go. Here, District 1. Johnston, Ankeny, Centennial, and Dowling. The winner of that, Dowling leading, they'll be leading that district if they beat Centennial. The way it works, the top two teams in the district go to the playoffs. Then the number one from each district plays the number two in another district. They try to avoid having rematches of games. So if Johnston were to stay here and win, they have not played Dowling yet, and they would be a number. Okay, Dowling up 12-7 on Centennial. It might be, well, let's see. Johnston played Southeast Polk, so Southeast Polk would not be one, so we'd have to look at all the standings anyway. But still a half to play here yet. So for Waukee, what is Coach Carlson telling them in the locker room here as they get ready to come out, Joe?
Well, I think obviously you want to get the offense going, and through the air, they've been able to do it on the ground. Through the air, there's just been a couple drops, a couple of incompletions, a little bit of overthrow. And they really just kind of want to come out and play sound football this half. They were kind of struggling in the first half.
And for Johnston, let's see, Nord, he had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think about 8 carries of that first drive, and he did a lot of it with his feet early on, and then he did get the passing going a little bit. But for Johnston, you got to like what they did, but you can't ease up because it's 17-6, and that could turn quickly. A touchdown, and you're back to a 4-point ball game.
Yep, and they had 2 methodical drives. Both of those touchdown scoring drives were nice long drives that ate up a lot of clock. And keeping the ball on the ground, you can do so. And with the lead, Johnston's going to look to play with the lead here, and just keep the ball easy plays, nothing too crazy. It's not a big lead, but they've been able to control the game on the ground so far.
And the thing about that, if you keep it on the ground, you keep winding that clock down, shorten up the game a little bit with the lead. Let's see, one turnover, wasn't there? Was that the fumble by that was Waukee, wasn't it?
Yep. Fumble on the kickoff, or the punt.
On the punt. Waukee fumbled it, and that set up Johnston. So really a pretty well-played game. A few penalties here and there, but overall a good, hard, well-played game, what you expect in this type of matchup.
Yep, Johnston had a couple of penalties on personnel, false starts, and they do a lot of motion, a lot of guys kind of moving around, so it's understandable. But at this point in the season, they're going to want to look to come up and clean those up.
Well, they put a few more minutes on the clock, so going to give them a little more time to warm up here. They had senior night activities, so it took them a little bit longer. Tell you what, we're going to take another break. We'll do that, and we'll come back and be ready for the start of the second half coming up after this on CISN.TV.
Truck Month at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee means 0% for 72 months on all 17 Silverados and Colorados. For a limited time, 20% off 17 Impala, Cruise, Trax, and Malibu LTs, Sonic and Spark LSs, new Chevy Spark, Power Crunch, $11,980, new 18 Equinox, Power Crunch, $224 per month. It's Truck Month in Waukee, Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
For the seal, it's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
To everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
You see the Waukee Warriors coming out of the huddle out of the end zone there as they're trailing here in the battle for the lead in District 1. Another maybe a little bit of motivation here, Joe. This is a look at the last 5 games here. Waukee has won them all, 45-29, 20-7, 37-7, 30-21, and last year 24-14. So Johnston, a little motivation there, too, to try to break this string. And we saw they came out fired up, ready to play right away in this ball game.
Yep, and that first drive kind of showed that when they drove the ball right down the end zone and scored.
So Waukee will get the ball to start the second half as they're out. There you see them on this sideline here at the bottom of your screen in the purple. Johnston wearing the white tonight with the purple helmets. Both these teams, the predominant purple colors, but Johnston on the road wearing the white uniforms. And they're going to send, looks like Espelin back along with Tyrese Moore. And also back there is Jordan Perry to get this started here in the second half. And Hushagen will kick it off for Johnston. And it's going to come back to Perry about the 1 yard line. Perry cuts it up to the 20. Keeps going, breaks a tackle, 25-30, spins through, and powers his way up to the 35. So a good, strong start there by Jordan Perry for Waukee. And they'll take over. First and 10.
Yep, it's a pretty big drive for Waukee here. The chance to get something going on offense, really. Nothing doing so far.
Hand off and cuts it up.
Zach Eaton.
Yep, Eaton out of that wide receiver slot position.
6-yard gain.
And a 6-yard pickup for Eaton.
Trey Officer, number 24, led the tackle.
And Trey Officer with the
second and 4 for the Warriors.
tackle. Second and 4 at the 36. the 41. Their own 41. Mitch Randall rolls, looking upfield. And he threw that late, and it's going to be picked off. He had Sam DeVries going wide open down the line, and he threw it late, and then that allowed defenders to come over. And who ended up picking that off? Was that
Sam Nielsen?
Yep,
the standout defensive back out there. And he just got under the ball and made the catch, really, because it was a little bit underthrown.
Well, DeVries was going right up that slot, and you could see him there, and it took a while. And so a turnover here gives the ball right back to Johnston. 1st and 10 at their own 26.
And I have a feeling Brock Studer may get the ball up the middle, or Nord up the middle.
Nord rolls. He's going to throw it, wings it outside, and caught out there by the tight end.
Yep, so there you go. He comes out throwing when
to
expect
Peyton Williams.
to run.
Pass to Williams. A pickup of 5. 2nd and 5.
2nd and 4.
At the 32. Here's Nord. Hands it off right up the middle. Breaks through. Bowling ahead is Studer. And gets the first down. So there's the handoff to Studer that you talked about.
Yep, I'm thinking they're going to just keep, going up the middle, keep pounding the ball.
So Studer picks up 9 and brings up a 1st and 10 at the 41. Johnston's own 41 here. They're on the white on the right of your screen there. Waukee in the purple. Waukee now needs to get a stop here, trailing by 11. And turned it over in their first possession. Handoff inside, looking for room, looking to cut it up. Gets a block on the outside and just turns the corner. And, well, those outside blocks are kind of walking that line between a block and a hole, aren't they?
Yep, and Trey Hardy, if he didn't get his hands around Studer there, Studer might have taken off.
So 2nd and 4 with a pickup of 6 by Studer.
2nd and 4, Dragons.
And Studer been kind of the workhorse here along with Nord for Johnston. Fakes it to Studer. Nord brings it outside, and this time is ripped down. Roethler comes right up from his safety position and closes that down for loss.
And that's really the first kind of big stop in the backfield for Waukee. A 5-yard loss for either Studer or Nord. They haven't really been caught in the backfield a whole lot.
So brings up 3rd and 9 at their own 42. Here's a big 3rd down for Waukee. If they can get the ball back here. Nord. Studer steps up next to him. Murray in motion, hands off to Murray, and he's going to be tripped up. Well short of the first down, picks up a couple up to the 45. We'll call it 3.
Number 24, Trey Hardy, number 25, in on that tackle.
And
4th down.
4th down and 6 at the 45. And now they'll send out the punt team and send Tyrese Moore back for Waukee. And Steigers will come in to punt. Moore back at his 16, 15-yard line. Punt just gets it off under pressure. Driving Moore back to the 14. Cuts it back the other way. Across the 20. Still going, and he's going to be ripped down about the 20, 21-yard line. But Waukee gets what they need the most. They get the ball back.
Yep, after that interception, if Johnston had come down and scored on that drive, it would have been it would put a lot of pressure on the Waukee offense. Now, still only down 11. They have really much the whole playbook to work with.
A little early maybe to say to put the game out of reach, but it really would have put a big burden on Waukee to get back in this.
It would have put a strain on the playbook also, because you're going to have to go for more.
So 1st and 10 at the 21. Inside handoff. Looking for room, trying to cut it outside. Now cuts it up across the 30 and is ripped down. Tyrese Moore on the run.
On the carry. Nathan Newcomb made the tackle, number 21.
And they're going to give him a first down on it. Pickup of 10.
10-yard gain. Result of the play is a Waukee Warrior. First down.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 31. You got Tessau in there in the backfield now. Trips to the left for Randall. Fakes to Tessau. Looking, throws it deep up the left side. Oh, just off the fingertips of Moore.
Randall's pass just off the fingertips of the receiver, Tyrese Moore.
Yep, and that was, again, going deep there, and a couple guys covering on that one, but Moore probably should have caught that ball.
Good throw, right out away from the defense, and maybe lay out a little more on that one, but brings up 2nd and 10 at the 31. And here comes Waukee. Fake the handoff. Here comes Randall. And, man, he gets hammered
Mitch Randall on the keeper, the quarterback.
by Sam Nielsen,
High puck, number 23.
who made the interception. He came up and put a lick there on Randall. He picks up 5.
Third down, 4 yards to go for the Warriors.
We'll call it 6. 4 down and 4. Hand off to the receiver coming through. Is he going to make it?
Looks like he might be a yard short.
Yeah, Eaton is just across the 40. Needed to get up to the 41. Now they're going to mark it back to the 40. Okay, at this point, you go for it here, 4th and 1.
Looks like that's the idea.
And they're keeping, well, no, now they're going to bring the punt team out, looks like. They thought about it for a minute there.
I think you probably should just go for it on that one. You really only have Mitch Randall to just fall forward and get that 1 yard.
Yeah, they've been able to.
He hasn't been stopped.
Get it up the middle pretty good.
A couple plays.
This early in the game, I guess you don't want to risk that. And the punt, they're going to let it bounce, and takes a big Waukee bounce. If they can get back down there, they're going to really pin Johnston back.
That's a 53-yard punt.
53-yard punt.
Well, yeah, the punt went so high up in the air that I guess it gained momentum as it's coming back down, and then just
about 20 of that 53 was roll, wasn't it?
Yeah, you got a nice bounce.
But that's good for the Waukee defense, is now they got Johnston back there. If they can get a stop again, get the ball back, they should change the momentum or change the field position a little bit, as the ball now back on the 7-yard line for Johnston. Here comes Nord. Fakes the handoff. Nord tries to go up the middle and is met and then pushed back. In there. Nathan Nelson, one of them in there. And Jake Morrison on the tackle. So stopped him for a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 at the 8.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Here's one of those plays, too. You got to be careful because you're in there tight trying to hold them back. But if they bust through the line and get some daylight, Joe, then it could turn into a really big play.
Yep, and the draw fake pass play is one to look for here.
Nord drops back, now lobs it out to the left side. Has a man, caught it, 40, 50. Still going, strips away, 30, 20, 15, 10. Touchdown!
Touchdown, Johnston. 91-yard touchdown reception from Andrew Nord.
91 yards.
To Gavin Sullivan, 91 yards.
So Sullivan rushes for a touchdown, and he makes a catch, and really the run after the catch is what sealed it there, as Sullivan was able to break the tackle and find the end zone.
Yeah, he was hit about the 50, but then broke free and took it in. So Sullivan,
number 28.
as you said, he got the run right before the end of the half. And here's the extra point. Kick is up. And good. 24-6. Was that the backbreaker? We don't know. There's a lot of time left. 5:20 to play here in the first half. But a big play there by Waukee. We have the replay of that. Let's go ahead and take a look at it here. And wow, that was just, first of all, it was a great pass by Nord over the defense, Joe, and then the second effort there by Sullivan to break free of the tackler.
Yep, we were just talking about watching the over-the-top stuff, and boy, the 91-yard touchdown really kind of takes the air out of the stadium here.
And Waukee needs a big play here somehow to get going on this. And that one will be a touchback, so they'll have to go from their 20. And great job by Dave Mabel on getting that the replay for us. And son Noah, right, on the camera, and Peter Tarpey on the camera. We got dual cameras here tonight. We went all out for this one. It's the District 1 game here for the lead, and Waukee comes out with 5:20 to play in the third. They need something good to happen here on offense. There's a handoff, and Perry cuts it up, and it's just hammered by Nielsen.
Nielsen, yep, and he's been all over the field today, as is basically every game. This guy racks up the tackles.
Boy, he just came in there and laid the wood to Perry. And you can see this Johnston defense is fired up by that big play on offense, aren't they?
Yep, they want to get out. They want to put that offense back on the field here.
2nd and 7 at the 23. And there's a handoff. Perry breaks it outside. Can he turn the corner? Looking to turn it up. He's going to get the first down, but is tackled at the 35. But a big pickup there of 12 yards by Perry. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 35. So we'll see Waukee maybe pick up the tempo a little bit here too on offense. Mitch Randall fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, looking to run, but he's going to be pulled down as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Well, the defense really reading what he's doing well now, aren't they?
Yeah, the Johnston defense has really started to kind of get an idea of what Randall's looking to do. And they know if he's going deep, the ball is going to be lofted because he does throw a high ball.
Mm-hmm. So here comes Randall, 2 receivers to each side now, 2nd and 10. This time he takes the draw, spins around, still going, Randall, and then is pushed back. And here you see the swarming Johnston defense with the lead. That might be one of those plays, if you can get some counter action or some kind of reverse action going, that might be able to bite them on the big play, Joe.
Yep, when you have gang tackling, if you can get a guys to focus on one side of the field, and could open up some trick plays with the reverse. A big thing is you don't want Mitch Randall taking too many hits from a gang of tacklers.
No, there's a handoff. Cuts it up. Perry looking for room. Oh, and he just can't get outside far enough to get the first down. He's going to be short here by probably a couple yards. And now 4th and 2.
And here
decision time again. What do you do?
Yep, you got to go for it. You got to. Last time, the nice punt, which led to that unfortunate 91-yard touchdown.
But here you got to keep possession.
Randall hands it off. Perry stacked up, spun around, and he's going to be ripped down. Nothing doing. Johnston swarms him under. And officer, one of them in there on the tackle. And Ty Puck, who was hurt earlier this season and is back now, so they turn it over on downs.
Johnston begins this drive 1st and 10 from the Waukee 43.
It's a big defensive possession here for the Waukee defense. You can't let up another score here at this point in the game.
So Johnston takes over, leading by 18, 24-6. Andrew Nord brings him out. Gives it to Studer. Studer cuts it outside, is grabbed and then slips a tackle and is brought down at the 40. And that's one thing, you got to have sure tackling. You can't let him pick up extra yards.
Yep, every yard counts here at this point in the game as the third quarter winds down here. 2 minutes to go.
So 2nd and 7, pickup of 3 at the Johnston 40. Studer steps up next to Nord. Man in motion. Nord cuts through, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down.
Andrew Nord, the quarterback.
He's about 3rd and 4.
Trey Hardy made the tackle, number 25.
So third and 4 at the 37 for Johnston. Waukee fans down below us trying to make a little noise, trying to get going here. Nord down the line on the option, and he runs to the stick. Did he get there? Looks like they're marking him short.
Yep, might be a little short here.
In on that tackle, number 18 for the Warriors.
They're marking it back at about the 34. He needed to get down to the 32, so it'll be 4th down. 22-12, Centennial over Dowling. We got an upset brewing there, Joe. Centennial, who started out the season, lost to this Johnston team on a last-second pass. Here's Nord, handoff, cuts it up, and he's going to get the first down. Centennial came out highly rated. Johnston beat him on a last-second pass to Coleman, who's now out with the injury. He's out the rest of the season. And then Centennial lost their second game, but they've come back to turn things around. So,
yep, with a 10-point lead on Dowling, and that's how much time is left in that game? The third quarter.
And I don't know if it's been, 54 games? It's been 4 state championships they won. Is it 50-some games maybe they've gone? It's in the fourth quarter. 22-12, Centennial up. Here's a handoff. Studer cuts it up and is knocked out of bounds.
Studer runs around the left side for the Dragons. Ethan Rose.
So bring up 2nd and 5. Rose on the tackle. Well, you get down to these final weeks in the battle for the lead in the district, and these teams are playing hard.
Yep, and that's a Dowling team that really hasn't been tested all year, and they definitely haven't found themselves trailing in the fourth quarter.
It's just like this game. Centennial and Dowling both 3-0 in District 2. There's a handoff up the middle, breaks through, and is tackled at about the 11-yard line. Studer.
And Studer's just running with some power at this point.
Yeah, now it's just a ground and pound for Johnston, isn't it? So Studer takes it down to the 10. They're going to roll the clock, and that could be, well, they'll have to snap it. But this will be likely the last play of the third quarter. Johnston on the attack here again. Tight formation. 14 seconds. Fakes it. Nord trying to cut it back outside, and he's tripped up behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll be the last play of the third quarter. The Johnston Dragons will take a 24-6 lead into the fourth quarter, and they're down at about the 13-yard line here with 2nd and 13. We'll be back with the final period after this on CISN.TV.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it. Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon.
We are at Waukee. You see the scoreboard there, 24-6 as we go the final 12 minutes. Johnston Dragons have come in here and taken control of this battle for the District 1 lead here. Both teams coming in at 3-0. And man, Joe, they score here a touchdown, and it's pretty well, you got to think the game would be over. If you can hold them to a field goal, at least that, then you're still maybe have a shot, but it's a big play here to try to hold them out.
All right, so Dowling has scored a touchdown to make it 22-19.
Wow. How much time's left in that one? We'll check on that. Here's Nord rolling, throws to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown!
Johnston. Andrew Nord's pass is complete. The number 1, Blake Murray.
Blake Murray on the 11-yard or 14-yard touchdown pass.
Yep, and Murray, they kind of just lost track of Murray back there in the end zone. And when you're a defensive back, it's what you don't want to do is lose the man and the ball, and Murray just kind of found himself able to adjust in the end zone there to catch that pass.
So Murray's second. He caught the first one a 2-yarder, this one a 14-yarder. And for Nord, is that what, 18 touchdown passes on the season?
Andrew Nord,
kick is good.
He came in with 8, and he's got how many tonight?
Okay, he came in with 8, so now he's got 11. He's got 3, right? I was thinking it's
Rich Randall.
Randall had 15 coming in, and Waukee's yet to find the end zone here tonight. When you look at that pass again here, and we'll get it set up here. Oh, what do we have it? No. Well, okay. Don't have it for you, but it was a little lob to the back corner, and it was kind of jump ball, and he had the defender kind of turned around in there, didn't he? And that.
Yep, and he kind of just, the defender got turned around, and he was able to kind of just find the ball really unguarded, and the ball just kind of dropped down into his hands.
31-6. Here's the kickoff. Taken at the 5, up to the 15, 20, cuts it back outside. Can he turn the corner? Perry, and he's ripped down as he tries to turn the corner, has his feet knocked out from under him. That took it from the 5 up to the 13 for an 8-yard return, where Waukee will take over with 11:45 to go. 1st and 10 at the 18. Mitch Randall trying to get something going here. Keeps it himself. Into the middle there and is wrapped up and swarmed under. And that's what we've just been seeing out of Johnston, swarming to the ball, Joe.
Yep, team tackling, team defense, and we mentioned there a lot of their guys have high tackle numbers, especially Nathan Newcomb with 50 total tackles. And Sam Nielsen.
So Nord gets 2. Or excuse me, Randall gets 2. Wing out to the right side. Has the room, cuts it back in. And then he'll be stopped short of the first down. Moore on the catch. But they just get one of those where they get a guy out in space and he can break it.
Yep, and
free.
But Johnston's had sound tackling all night, and it just hasn't really been there. Not many yards after the catch.
7-yard gain, third down, 1 yard to go for the Warriors.
3rd and 1 for Waukee at the 27. Trailing here 31-6 in the fourth quarter. He'll keep it himself right up the middle, plows through there. Randall gets the first down. That'll stop the clock. And that's going to become an issue, too, for them, Joe, as they want to get down the field pretty quickly if they can and get it in the end zone.
Yep, they're going to have to go to the air here, and it's kind of been a struggle passing the ball tonight.
Randall, single back behind him. Hands it off up the middle. Perry on the carry.
Jake Ryan, number 99, on that tackle.
Jake Ryan on the tackle. Brings up a 2nd and 7 at the 36. And Waukee fakes the handoff. Randall rolls. Throws it out. Has his man on the sideline. Did he get it? Yep, they're saying it's a catch.
That's kind of what Randall's needed all game, was less of those lofty passes, a bullet to Sam DeVries out there for the first down.
So maybe that'll spark him here.
And an update from that Dowling game. They've got the ball with 3 minutes to go. Dowling has the ball, 3 minutes to go in that game, down by 3.
Down by 3. Randall fakes a hand out. I don't keeps it. Or no, that was Eaton. I guess he did give it to Eaton that time. Whole scramble up in the middle. No gain there. Second and 10 at the 48. Somebody dropped the stool in the booth next to us. It sounded like a firecracker went off. Rolling, Randall. Now he cuts it up. He's got room to run. And then it gets stopped. He's going to be short of the first down there. Be 3rd and short. Nathan Newcomb on the tackle.
More sound Johnston tackling.
Gain of 9, 3rd and 1 Warriors.
3rd and 1 Waukee. Randall will take it himself. Cuts through. Oh, he almost broke that right on through the secondary, but he gets the first down to the 39.
And that's a big key to Randall's game. Once he breaks through that first wall of defenders, gets into the second level, he usually turns it on and is good vision, but the Johnston linebackers have really done a good job containing him tonight.
Randall, hands off, up the left side, got some room, cuts it back in, 25, 20, and pushed out of bounds. Perry, a big burst.
Yeah, Perry went about 10 yards before anybody even touched him.
He was like out of the starting blocks in the 100-yard dash when he got that ball, wasn't he? He was just right up the field. 1st and 10 at the 20. Waukee picking up the pace a little bit, and they got the ball out of bounds there. That stops the clock, 8:12 to play.
And they haven't scored since the first quarter, have they? They got both their field goals in the first quarter?
First quarter. And now have an equipment problem on one of the linemen there, looks like. Working on his headgear, so they're going to send somebody else in, I think. Or no, they're coming over here looking for. Okay, who's got the pliers? Try to get that set.
I think, well,
the referee just started the clock, so they're still looking. Okay, they got the play. They got somebody in. And clock winds down to 8, now under 8. And off to Eaton. He cuts it up and then gets gang tackled at the 15 to pick up a 5.
And then, so the score was 7-6 Johnston, I believe, right? Or
yeah.
And then since then, it's been all Johnston with.
Yeah, it was 7-6, and then Johnston scored 4 straight times.
So that's, yeah.
They've scored
28 unanswered.
21 unanswered. Or no, yeah, you're right. 24 unanswered, and that's high and over the head. Neither one of us are good at math there. 10 from 31 is 21 unanswered. Yeah, you're right. So that one, they took a shot to the corner of the end zone, and it incomplete, 3rd and 6. And here comes Waukee. Trips to the left for Randall. Hands it off. Perry spins around, fighting for the first down yardage. And I think he's going to get it. They're stopping the clock. But they need to get up there and get going quickly. So, what was that?
And we got Ankeny Centennial has taken over possession on their own 40 with 3 minutes to go and a 3-point lead over Dowling.
Here's Randall, cuts it up the middle. Oh, he stopped at the 2 or 3. Looked like Randall was headed to the end zone, but Nielsen stops him. I haven't kept tackles for Nielsen, but he's got to be in double digits, and he's got an interception. And 2nd and 3 at the 3. Randall rolls in, cuts it up, and he just slipped as he tried to make that cut, and he's going to be down right at the 1, I think.
Yep, looked like he was trying to extend the ball there when he slipped.
If he keeps his feet, I think he's into the end zone easily, but
that'll bring up 3rd and 1.
Yeah. The big thing here is it's running a lot of time off the clock. We're running down towards 6 minutes to play. And here we go. Randall. Hands off. Perry. Touchdown. Jordan Perry from 1 yard out with 5:58 to play.
And that'll break Waukee's scoring drought of the last 2 quarters here. And get him on the board with a touchdown.
31-12. I would think you'd kick it right now, but they're going to go for 2, I guess. Randall rolling, throws. No good.
So I think, well, since they go ahead and go for 2, I think we're going to go ahead and see an onside kick here.
Yeah, I don't know. I would think you'd go for 1, and then you got 3 scores and 3 2-point conversions. Then you know what you got. Now you're behind because it makes it a 19-point game instead of 18, right? If my math is right. I don't know, but I'm not a coach and they have a card. So let's see here the touchdown run. And you'll see Perry is the deep back there. And there's a handoff, and he just plows it right in over the left side for the touchdown. And 5:58 to play. And what are you seeing out of that game?
I think Dowling just got the ball back with not much time remaining.
They still trailing by 3?
Yep, still down 3. Ankeny Centennial leads Dowling 22-19.
Wow, that'd be probably the biggest upset of the year. And here's Waukee ready for the onside in the bunch formation out there. They'll spread out. And looks like there's a lot of room if you kick it past that first line back there, Joe, into the dead spot. We'll see what they do. They're going to kick it hard. Bouncer, and it's caught and pulled in by Johnston. And taken by Edward Thompson there, and Johnston will take over. Dowling with the ball on Ankeny's 30 with 36 seconds left. They're trailed by 3.
And they have no timeouts.
So they need to go a ways in, right? Here's Johnston with it. 1st and 10 at the 45. And up the middle goes Nord.
Andrew Nord,
and
number 10, on the carry.
Battle for it. Waukee's got all 3 timeouts left.
Jake Morrison led the way on this tackle.
And
by the majority of the defense.
we'll see what they do here.
2nd and 8.
2nd and 8 at the 47. And here's Nord. He's taking all the time he can off that play clock. It's down to 5. 3. Snaps it with 2. And then they're going to break through. Close to the first down. And I think he did. I think he got the first down.
Nathan McDonald led the charge.
Jake Meyer. And he did, and that's big because that keeps the clock running here. 5:03 to play, 1st and 10 at the 45 for Johnston.
Yep, it looks like on the other game we've been getting updates on, it'll come down to one last play for Dowling.
And they're out of field goal range, right? So they got to go deep. Here's Nord, hands it off to Studer. Studer spinning around and is stopped.
Oh, looks like Dowling is going to come up and set up for a field goal.
Oh, are they that close? I thought they were farther away. So they're going to try the field goal to try to tie it. So pickup of 1 by Studer, 2nd and 9 at the 44. But the big thing is that clock keeps winding down. We're coming down to 4 minutes to play here in this ball game. Johnston leading 31-12.
And they've done a really great job of managing the clock all game.
Yeah, and watch Nord will just wait till it's down to about 2 seconds before he snaps it. That time 4 seconds. And the plow up the middle.
And I don't know what Johnston's averaging per carry on the ground, but it's got to be 4 to 5 yards a run because they're really able to get everything going on the ground today.
3rd and 6 at the 41. And there's the field goal try is no good by Dowling. So looks like Dowling is going to go down to defeat. Although, how'd you like to win your district and then you play the 2nd seed and you have to end up playing Dowling? Here's a handoff into the middle.
Andrew Nord, the quarterback of the carry, number 10.
And there's a flag comes in, I think.
Josh Mitchell,
and
tackle, number 82. Penalty on the play.
There is a flag down. That's the first penalty flag we've seen in a while.
Yep, a pretty clean 3rd and 4th quarter there. Although the game has slowed down really in both of these 3rd and 4th quarters, less possessions for each team.
Yeah, and then that's partly Johnston's doing. They're slowing it down and milking that clock out of there. Now they're looking over the penalty here. Personal foul against Johnston. Coach Woodley does not want to see that. You're working late in the game to run the clock down, and then somebody picks up a penalty like that.
Well, yeah, you stop the clock and you move backwards there.
But so that'll move it back to the 46. It'll be 3rd and 19.
Timeout, Waukee.
Waukee calls a timeout. Southeast Polk over Marshalltown 45-0. Urbandale over Hoover 43-0. Valley now is pulled ahead of Newton 24-14. And the other game you could see here on CISN.TV.
Also feel free to place any items in the
Paul Yeager doing the play-by-play on that one. No? Oh, they're at Newton. Okay, you're right. I was thinking that was a home game. So Valley is at Newton. So okay. All right. Dave Nabel corrected me on that. It's maybe Yeager's over there watching the game. Who knows? You know. Oh, I'm sure he's home watching us though. But so Waukee calls a timeout here with 3:09 to go. You pretty much got to pray that you get a turnover and a score quick, Joe, and you got to have something big happen here, or you get this return for a score. At the punt, Steiger's in the kick.
And we have a offside, look like.
Is offside or motion? We'll see what he calls here. Offside, which
that's only 5 yards.
It's only 5 yards. They had 4th and 19, but it does drive you back a little bit more.
Yep, if anything, more room for the punter to work with.
Tyrese Moore back deep for the Warriors, who need a big play here, and there's a line drive kick. It's going to bounce, a good bounce, and roll out at the 10-yard line. So Waukee will have to go a long ways with 3:02 to play, and they need 19 points. They got a lot of work to do here to even have a chance. Looking at the schedule, next week, Johnston is at Sioux City East, and Waukee is at Sioux City North. To wrap up district play.
The Brandel throws it out there just a little bit high for Tyrese Moore. He can't get a hand on it.
Yep, so incomplete. 2nd and 10 at the 10. So Waukee once again. Hand off through the middle, breaks a couple tackles, and all the way out to the 30 is Jordan Perry.
And Waukee will use another timeout.
Pickup of 20.
Result of the plays of Waukee Warrior first down.
Dropping back, throwing it deep. Caught at the 40, 35, 30. Cutting back and pulled down is Sam DeVries.
And that ball was just underthrown, and the defenders just kept running, and DeVries stopped and located it, kind of like that last touchdown for Johnston. And DeVries just found himself open.
That was a, 59... 41-yard play. Randall rolling, looking, throws, caught, and out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Is that Moore? Oh,
Zach Eaton.
Zach Eaton. So a couple big pass plays. First and goal at the 5. 2:22 to play. The clock is the biggest factor working against Waukee right now. Randall hands it off. Perry drives into the middle.
Jordan Perry on the carry
and
12. Waukee is entered the Hy-Vee red zone.
2nd and 3. And the clock will roll.
3-yard red zone.
Here's Randall. Fakes it. Now Randall drives in for the touchdown. Pretty easy there. 3-yard run by Randall.
I guess they'll set up for 2 probably here.
Yeah, now you got to. With 1:53 to play. And Randall sets up with Perry with him. Hands it off, looking, cut it up inside. He's going to be short.
And those outside runs have really been shut down today by that Johnston linebacking core and their linemen.
So that makes it 31-18. And with the last two missed point afters, that makes it still a 13-point game. And I got a sneaking suspicion we're going to see another kick. Do you have that touchdown? Let's see if we got the replay of the touchdown quick here. Well, this is a long pass as he came back for it there. And then that set up the touchdown, the Sam DeVries catch. 1:53 to play here, 31-18, Waukee. Well, booted here. Johnston trying to hang on the last 1:53. Dowling has been upset tonight, I understand. And they'll come out of the huddle. And Eaton will kick it. Kicks it sideways. It didn't go 10 there, I don't think. And it goes out of bounds too. That's a penalty. I think it was touched there at the 48. So let's take a quick look at the replay of the touchdown. Here's Randall with Perry there. And you see he fakes it and then just right into the middle. And now Johnston will take over at the 48. Waukee still has 2 timeouts left.
But a first down will probably end this one.
First down would ice it away here. They can't just go in the victory formation and snap it. Nord follows his pulling guard around the end and then gets taken down, and he'll just go down, stay in bounds, and there's a timeout used.
Timeout, Waukee.
Well, it's going to be an interesting night as you look at it. A lot of these games deciding district leaders here tonight. And was talking about it. Johnston will play Sioux City East. East is 2-1 on the season, and East is at Des Moines East tonight. Waukee will play Sioux City North. Sioux City North is 0-7, and Johnston handled them pretty handily last week. So you got to think if things hold up, it's going to be Johnston, the district champion, and the runner-up will be Waukee. So they'll both be in the playoffs. Then it's just a matter of who do you play. And that does set up an interesting as Nord takes it. Now he backtracks the other way, and then he just goes down. Going to force them to use their timeout. So smart play there. Keep the clock going.
Yep, and that'll be Waukee's last timeout here, right?
Yep. So as I was saying, then you'd have Dowling will end up being probably the second seed in District 2, Centennial the number 1 seed. So somebody's going to have to play Dowling. A number 1 seed's going to have to play Dowling.
Yeah, what a draw that is.
Yeah, that's not what you expected. The 1s play the 2s, and then they try to make it, if you haven't played them before, that you would. So Waukee played Dowling but they would both be 2s, so they wouldn't play anyway. So Johnston has not played Dowling, so that could possibly be a game for here, or for Johnston, I should say. As now 3rd and 13. Nord hands it off. Going to turn the corner, and that's going to be a first down, and that will probably salt the game away. As
yeah, that'll bring out the victory formation once they start running the clock.
Brock Studer picks up the first down. And clock will roll here, 1:23 to play. Waukee out of timeouts. So Nord is going to look at that play clock, wait till the very last second. And he isn't going to even come up under center for this, is he? He's just going to take the knee.
Quarterback Andrew Nord takes the knee.
A couple more of those.
Yeah. And the official, he'll take his time setting it and winding it for the 25-second clock. And now he does with 51 seconds on the game clock, so maybe one more kneel, and that'll be it, possibly, for Johnston. So, Joe, a big win here tonight for the Dragons. Coming on the road, took control of this early on that first drive.
Yeah, real big, great defensive play from the Dragons here tonight, really shutting down the Waukee offense.
And there's the snap and the knee.
Quarterback takes the knee.
And that will do it, because we're under 25 seconds to play. The two teams who come out, you see Johnston jumping up and down. They'll be the district champs if they can finish it off next week. Sharer, anyway, of the district championship, because they have the tiebreaker over Waukee, even if they were to lose next week. And that'll do it. Final score, 31-18, Johnston over Waukee. Johnston goes to 7-1 on the season. Waukee falls to 5-3. Let's take a break. We'll come back, and we'll wrap it up here on CISN.TV.
Truck Month at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee means 0% for 72 months on all 17 Silverados and Colorados. For a limited time, 20% off 17 Impala, Cruise, Trax, and Malibu LTs, Sonic and Spark LS's, new Chevy Spark, Power Crunch, $11,980, new 18 Equinox, Power Crunch, $224 per month. It's Truck Month in Waukee, Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee. Chevy Truck Month at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee.
It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
We're back here at Waukee. Here's a key play. Johnson up 10-6. Handoff inside, and the run is in and good there by Sullivan. 6 with 1:10 to go in the second quarter. They scored right before the half and built that lead to 17-6. Sullivan would catch one for a touchdown there later, and they'd go up. But let's go back and run down the whole scoring. Dar Danielson along with Joe Danielson. And the big drive is Johnston took it, went 85 yards on the opening drive, Joe. Pass to Murray with 7:24 to go from 2 yards out. The PAT was good. It was 7-0. Waukee responded with a 41-yard field goal and a 38-yard field goal in the first quarter, 3:03 to go, and then 8:31 to go in the second quarter, and made it 7-6. It was tight. Then a field goal from Johnston with 6:58 to go, made it 10-6. Then the Sullivan play that we showed you there right before the half. And we're showing, is that the field goal? Okay. Johnston field goal. And then we showed you the Sullivan run there, and that made it 17-6 right before the half. Then, what do we got here coming up?
Whatever you want, Dar.
Well, let me just run down this scoring, and then we'll hold it right here. Then Sullivan caught it, 91-yard catch, Joe, and he caught that, a beautiful pass over his shoulder, about the 50. They could have tackled him. He broke free and took it in, and that was one of the big plays, too. So Sullivan, the play right before the half, and then the catch in the third quarter, 5:20 to play, a couple big key plays from him on offense.
Yep, and when Johnston scored the 21 unanswered, it really came off of Southeast Polk shortcomings. On offense, they couldn't really get much going, and on defense, they couldn't stop Johnston through that second and third quarter.
Then it was Murray a catch, 14 yards, and that made it 31-6. Then Perry had a run with 5:58 to play for Johnston, extra point no good, and then the final Randall run with 1:53 to play, and the point no good, 31-18. So, man, you got to credit this Johnston team. They came on the road. They came out, scored right away, took the lead, and just kind of took the momentum away from the crowd and everything, the advantage of being at home here for Waukee.
Yep, and that big 91-yard touchdown really quieted the crowd for good here.
Yeah, early in the third quarter, that was the one that did it, that shut the door, because it was 17-6 at that time. You're still within range, but that put it out of reach. So Johnston goes to 7-1, 4-0 in the district. Waukee falls to 3-1 in the district, 5-3 overall. Johnston again will be at Sioux City East. Both these teams go on the road to Sioux City next week. Johnston at East and Waukee at North to wrap up the regular season, and then we'll see what happens in the playoffs. So that's going to wrap it up for Dave Mabel, Noah Mabel, Peter Carpy doing the cameras and the engineering tonight, and for Joe Danielson here with me in the booth. Thanks for watching in tonight. The final, Johnston 31, Waukee 18. Was that right? Yep, that's right. That is the final. I had to check your graphic there. It is the final. Thanks for watching here on CISN.TV. It's time now for Waukee High School football on the Central Iowa Sports Network. CISN.TV is Iowa's premier source for live-streamed high school football. The football on CISN.TV is brought to you by Atlantic Bottlers, Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Shields, the Better Business Bureau, G&L Clothing. Now let's go to our CISN.TV team for Waukee Warrior football.